What's up, guys? We are back, and I'm looking at some more NBA plays today over on PrizePicks. Yesterday, we had a couple of winners. Yesterday, if you had Kawhi Leonard, if you took him over 6 rebounds on PrizePicks, he pushed. If you had the over 8.5 rebounds and assists, which were on other apps other than PrizePicks, that one did miss. So if you played all the plays yesterday from PrizePicks, though, you went 2-0-1. No losses. We've hit 13 straight. Technically, the only loser this year in the NBA playoffs so far is going to be Kawhi Leonard over his 8.5 rebounds and assists. But again, that was a push if you played the over 6 rebounds on PrizePicks. Since 8.5 was not available over on PrizePicks, I said 6 rebounds. It pushed. Anyways, we are looking to improve on our 13-0 run in today's video. Let's hop in and let's keep cashing. You guys hit the like going into today's video, which is why we have 3 plays today. If you want a third play tomorrow, be sure to leave a like on this video here. 175 likes, and I drop a third play tomorrow also. But before we get to these free plays, don't miss out on joining the DubClub. In the DubClub, you join right now, 2 days for free, available in my description. Gives you access to all of my plays, sent straight to your phone, and access to the Discord. In the Discord, you get access to my community chat. You get access to my contributors' plays from Asmi's, Emo, Props, and Elo. Asmi has been doing amazing work for the last, at least a month and a half, if not 2 months at this point. Elo, we just added him to the Cord in his first day. He was able to go 14-2 on his 16 props here. So he's a big soccer guy. He also actually dropped Luka's live points here. Perfect read here. He dropped 37, so he went over by 0.5 there. Also goes over 3-point makes. Cash that one out also. But also in the Discord, you get access to my underdog streaks and my PrizePicks correlation slips. We have cashed, I believe, about 3 of our last 16 6-mans from the Cord here. You can see here that we were able to cash this one here, which was for, what was this one again? 14.5x. We cashed that there. We cashed this one for 16x. And we also cashed this one for 20.5x. That's all in the last 2 days, as you can see here. 2 or 3 days. You get all of that included, though, and I haven't talked about my performance yet. This year, we're over 90 units of profit in the NBA. Again, we have not missed this year in the NBA besides Kawhi Leonard's rebounds and assists. Rebounds still pushed. But you can see here between the NBA and the NHL, we were over 140 units of profit this year. Over $7,000 of profit if you had $50 on each play. So go claim that 2-day free trial link to my description or join for the next month for only $15, which is $20 off your first month. There's so much value, in my opinion, over in the Discord and in the DubClub. To get access to all these channels in the Discord, all you have to do is just hook your Discord up to DubClub. It's super easy to do, and you will get access to all those channels. With that being said, we're going to get to these free plays. Make sure that you play responsibly, not your own risk. Leave a like on this video here and subscribe. I really would appreciate it. Most important thing, though, is having those post notifications on that we can get in before these lines get bumped to get removed. Let's get to these plays here. The first play I like on the PrizePicks board for tonight's slate is going to be over in the rebounds category, because tonight I like Isaiah Hartenstein over his rebounds at 9.5. Personally, I locked in his over 12.5 rebounds and assists, but I pivoted over to 9.5 rebounds on PrizePicks just because he's at 13. He's bumped up on PrizePicks, but I do prefer the over 12.5 rebounds and assists available on other apps, because I think he has at least 3 assists, if not even 4+ assists in this game. But I don't think the 13 is worth it here, kind of risking that push. I just think he'll drop 10 rebounds. So I think Hartenstein is in a great spot tonight. He's over since 72% of games this year, but it's been a little bit worse as of late because of guys like Chet being back. However, this is a matchup where I think that we're going to need Isaiah Hartenstein to be on the court against Zach Edey and the Memphis Grizzlies. And he's kind of proven that this year, because against them in his last 3 games, he's had about 33 minutes, 28 minutes, and 30 minutes. Also, that comes in blowout situations. As you can see here, they won by 12 points there, or 13 points there. They won by 17 points there, and then by 21 points in that game there. By the way, Chet played in this game also, by the way. Still had 11 rebounds, still had 4 assists, also played 30 minutes with Chet in a 21-point blowout. So that's why I think this makes just a lot of sense to me here, because this game was less than a month ago. Chet was playing. It was a blowout. Still saw about 30 minutes in that game. So I'm thinking we could see some pretty solid minutes here for Hartenstein against Memphis tonight. And I don't think they're really projecting him to play that many minutes, maybe the sports books. Kind of because he's had some more recent games here where he's just kind of lacked rebounding in some tougher matchups or different matchups and just really did not play as many minutes. So I think that's kind of maybe why this line's a little bit skewed. But in games this year where he plays at least 26 minutes but plays no more than 32+ minutes, he's over an 85%, only missing this 4 different times. And with Chet playing, since we do want to factor that in because there's a pretty big difference, he's been over this still in 5 of his last 12 games, with 11+ in all of his last 7 games here. This game here just happened to have 1 assist there, but of course he did go over his rebounds in that game. So if you are taking the rebounds, actually he's over this in 6 of his last 7 games. So overall, I think it kind of makes sense to take Isaiah Hartenstein tonight, at least in my opinion. It is a 13.5-point spread, so there is some blowout potential, but he also has been pretty good in wins this year, as you can see, even when the spread is pretty big. So I'm not super concerned about the blowout necessarily, and again, he's still covered this all 4 games against them this year, even with some of these games being 17-point wins or 21+ wins. Before I get to my next play, if you're not yet on Sleeper, is in my opinion the best DFS app out there right now. It's 18 years and older, available in most states, and if you use promo code DOMG, you should get a first-time deposit match up to $100, and I believe you also get a free square when you sign up. But they have promos all the time for not just new users, but all current users. They have these promos every single day, and again, for people that have been on the app, not just new users. Because a lot of these apps these days just offer new user promos, but don't give you any promos, going on during the week for current users. But Sleeper does it pretty much every single day. Right now, they have Dylan Cease discounted from 17.5 down to 15.5 outs. Pretty big difference there. We also have some boosts right now on Jung-Ho Lee over hits, runs, and RBIs. He's been a wagon for me this year. You also have Austin Matthews over 3.5 shots and goal for the NHL playoffs tonight, their first game of the series. You could also get a better payout than an app like PrizePicks, like for example, if you like Jimmy Butler's points tonight and Jayson Tatum's points tonight. Pays out a 316x right there, as you can see, 3.16x over on Sleeper compared to maybe a 3x over on PrizePicks. This app is awesome. Get it for yourself in my description. Be sure to use promo code DOMG for a free square, I believe, and a first deposit match up to $100. Getting into play number 2 out of 3 in today's video. Let's stay in the NBA for now. We're going to head over to the points and rebounds category because I like Jayson Tatum tonight quite a bit. Although I like his Green Goblin here, I prefer the Green Goblin here at about 28.5 points plus rebounds. And it actually is a pretty nice payout, in my opinion, here. Because if you pair all 3 plays from today's video together, it actually pays 84x, even though this one is a Green Goblin. Although I do also like his over 33.5/34.5 points plus rebounds also. I just obviously think that 28.5 is just a lot better of a spot because you are getting at the end of the day like a 6-point discount, although it is reflected in the payout. But I think it is worth it in my opinion to just take off these 6 points and rebounds there and get just a 1x lower of a payout. But of course, that is up to you at the end of the day. If you want to be a little bit greedier and just take like the 29.5, 32.5, or even the 34.5, it's all up to you, of course. This is just what I like personally for today. But Tatum's been over this in 76% of games. Pretty big difference compared to his 34.5 being at 51%, as you can see there. So it may not seem like 6 is that much, but it definitely is. He's been over this in 76% of games this year, but when he plays at least 32 minutes, which we should expect in a playoff game situation, he's been over this in 79% of games. In his last 20, over in 15 of his last 20, or even 15 of his last 19, including 6 straight games. But I like the matchup a lot for him here against Orlando, and also this is a spot where Jaylen Brown is playing, but also is just not 100% right now. So I think they're kind of going to lean on Tatum a little bit here because, their top 2 scorers are really Tatum, Brown, with a little bit of Porzingis. But with Brown not being 100%, I think they will be leaning on Tatum a little bit more to get some scoring outside of Porzingis. In his only game against the Magic this year, he actually had 36 points and rebounds against them. 30 points, 6 rebounds. A great game from him. Pretty good shooting on 21 field goal attempts. Even if he did shoot pretty bad in that game, I think he would have still covered the line because he did, at the end of the day, have 21 field goal attempts. They also end up winning this game by 27 points, if I counted that correctly. So 36 points and rebounds in a blowout, 27-point blowout in the most recent game against Magic. Not too bad from Jayson Tatum. It's a playoff situation. I expect Tatum to come through, and I think he's in a pretty good spot to go over against Orlando tonight. Because I do, at the end of the day, like the matchup for him. I think this line's just way too low, even if it does reflect that in the payout. I think the payout is still pretty good. And with this Boston being favored too, I think Tatum is in a pretty good spot to go over for both his points and his rebounds tonight. You guys hit the like goal in yesterday's video, which is why we have a third play today. If you want a third play tomorrow, be sure to leave a like on this video here. And if you get to 175 likes, I'll drop a third play tomorrow also. You guys have been crushing the like goal as of late, so I expect you guys to do that again, of course. But Freddie Freeman here, I like over hits, runs, and RBIs at 1.5. Again, if you pair Hartenstein, 9.5 rebounds, Tatum, 28.5 points and rebounds, and Freddie Freeman hits, runs, and RBIs, it pays at a 4x on PrizePicks. Nice little entry looking tonight. And again, we've hit 13 straight plays in these videos over for PrizePicks. Let's hopefully just go on a crazy run here and make it 16 straight. Freddie Freeman, though, has been over this in 6 out of 11 games so far this year, which is about 55%. And you can see here that in wins this year, he's actually been a lot better. Over in 5 out of 8. Against a righty, though, over in 5 out of 6. And even just wins and losses against a righty, he's been pretty good. Over in 6 out of 9. Now gets a really nice matchup here against Tyler Mahle, who he has 16 plate appearances against in the past, with a 429 batting average and a 500 on-base average, or percentage. And that includes 6 hits, a home run, and 6 RBIs. And he's only struck out, I believe, once or twice. He also has been pretty good against his pitch mix, too, because Mahle mainly throws the fastball along with a little bit of a splitter. So Freeman here is a 452 on-base average, but against the fastball, still pretty solid at a 350. Splitter, he's only had 1 plate appearance against, so we can kind of just not really talk about that one too much because it's only 1 plate appearance. He's had 5 pitches against it so far this year. Slider, though, absolutely crushes. 486 on-base average and 7 plate appearances. So these are small sample sizes because he's only played a couple of games this year, of course. But I think it's just way too low. I really don't get this line being at 1.5 because the Dodgers as a whole just have a pretty good history here against Tyler Mahle. And their team total today is also favored over 4.5 at about -125, -120. So Freddie Freeman, I think, is a pretty good spot. Should be able to hopefully have a hit in this game. It should hopefully also be put into some hits or some run and RBI opportunities also, just like we did yesterday with, of course, Manny Machado, who came through for us in like the third inning. So let's go 3-0 yet again today. I will see you guys hopefully in tomorrow's video, but we're not done with the free plays quite yet. Before I do get to more free plays though, a couple of reminders. Don't miss out on joining the DubClub. There's a 2-day free trial available in my description, or join it for next month for only $15, which is $20 off of your first month. And by the way, you can actually get in the DubClub for free for the next month if you happen to use my promo code DOMG on any app that I am affiliated with. Just make sure to send a screenshot of that to domgpropsvip@gmail.com. And I'll send you back a free month of my DubClub. So either send me that email, get in with that 2-day free trial with the link in my description, or join it for the next month for only $15, which is $20 off if you were to just stick it out through the trial. But here's some more free plays from the Daily Grind tool. This tool, you can show off the best bet to value plays on an app like PrizePicks or Underdog. Right now on PrizePicks, they love some League of Legends plays, some NBA plays, as well as some other plays like in Valorant also. Like there's a ton of different plays on the board here. They also have, of course, MLB plays all the time on the board also. And you can find the most up-to-date value plays if you click on the refresh button just like that, like right now. They like Tariq Skubal now in the MLB on our fantasy score. It's super easy to find like a 2-bit power play on PrizePicks really easily by clicking on plus V plays and filtering down to a 2-bit power play or same with a 5-pick or a 6-pick flex. This tool is awesome. Get it for yourself in my description by clicking on the fantasy bundle and scrolling down. Be sure to use promo code DOMG. But there's another tool available in my description called the ASF Generator. This tool is over 2,000 units of profit since last year, and there are 17 slips currently on the board, especially for apps like PrizePicks, Dabble, or Underdog. Right now on PrizePicks, they love the 6-pick flex, which contains some value right now in some League of Legends, some CSGO, even some NBA. There's a profit margin right now of about 28.5%, and if you want to put it into PrizePicks, it is super easy to do. Click on Bet on PrizePicks, and it puts it into PrizePicks for you, just like that. Get this tool for yourself in my description by clicking on the slip generator this time, and then scroll down. Be sure to use promo code DOMG. Thank you for watching. I'll see you for the next video. Best of luck. If you want to make over $5,000 profit on PrizePicks, you can watch this video on your screen right now.